what I have here is a nice product review of two products. We're going to be looking at Tamiya extra thin cement and Mr. Hobby's Mr.Cement S. Now what this video product review is going to basically kind of show you the kind of glues that I use for gluing my styrene plastic models, your standard plastic models, shall we say. Now there are plenty of other glues out there that you can use for the same kind of same purpose. I mean, you probably all know what you probably get free with most kits is these kind of glues, the poly cements. They're quite thick, and you know, you get problems with these, which I'll kind of just show you. You probably all know. I mean, if we open up one of these, what you'd normally do is you'd get, you know, two pieces of plastic, and we'd just kind of like put a bit of glue down the side, and then you'd come along and get the right piece first. There we go. And you'd come along and you'd just push them together like so, and that would glue your model. But then, you know, you get all these things where you kind of have it squirt out the sides, and you end up having, like, you know, cobwebs and everything, and fingerprints sort of appear, and it's not the professional way of doing things, you know. So that was the old way, and now I just want to show you what I like to use now is professional kind of modeling gluing, is these two products here. And the question is, which one's best or not, and all these kind of stuff. Now, how we do gluing now these days is we don't come along and apply the glue. I'm just going to use the Mr.Cement S for this. You don't apply the glue and then put the piece together. What we do is we put our piece together, and then, because this glue is so thin, it's like thinner than water, you know, it has such a nice capillary action that you just literally brush down your join line like so, and the glue just goes sinking right in to our join line here, and excuse me, because it's so thin, what's left on the surface just evaporates, and you just have the glue nicely in the seam line. It just gives you a much more professional, more neater, stronger join than using our old stuff here. So just to show you, Tamiya extra thin is just the same, just as well, I wouldn't say just as thin, but you do the same thing. You brush it on the top of where your join line is, and the capillary action just sucks it right down into the joint, and you get yourself a nice, perfect, much more neater join. Now this stuff is quite potent. You know, it does kind of really get to you if you breathe it in, so having windows open, a door open or something like that, because it is, as I say, quite potent. And be careful about trying, and if you spill them and knock them over, because, you know, it just kind of eats into everything. Now the thing is, what's the difference between these two? To be honest with you, not much at all. I can't really say that one's really better than the other. There is a nice little advantage that you do get with the Mr.Cement S over the Tamiya extra thin cement, and that is this, and I'll show you if I just bring you right in. Right, let's put down a blob of cement. Oh, let's put Tamiya down first. Hopefully you can watch. Hold on, let's try and get it. Right, if I brush along here, hopefully you can see in the light. Move that out the way. Right, hopefully you can see that that is still on the surface a bit in places. So just here, there's a little bit of a blob still on the surface. Paint with the Mr.Cement, and I'll put a lot more on there than I did with the Tamiya extra thin, and hopefully, as you can see, that this Mr.Cement S just literally evaporates so quickly over the Tamiya extra thin. I'll show you it again with Tamiya extra thin. Hopefully, as you can see, Tamiya extra thin cement doesn't quite evaporate as quick. I don't know if you're picking that up on camera, but believe me, Tamiya extra thin, in fact, a quicker, better way of showing you how to do it, just to make sure you can see what I mean. I will get my airbrush out. I'll get 2 dollops, right? We've got a Tamiya Extra Thin and our Mr.Cement. We'll put a nice dollop of each down, like so. Hopefully you can see the dollops. Airbrush on top, and we'll just see which one evaporates the quickest. And there you go, Mr.Cement S has gone. Tamiya Extra Thin Cement on the right here is still there in a little blob, and there we go. So basically what that has just shown us is that the Mr. S cement is thinner. It does seem to have a more capillary action to kind of get into all those nooks and crannies, to glue all those nice little areas. And when it comes to putting this glue on, say, the top of paint, you know it's going to evaporate a lot quicker and not damage your paintwork, or it's not going to damage your surface plastic as much as, say, our Tamiya Extra Thin Cement, which will stick around on the surface of your plastic, of your paintwork, a lot longer, and thus damage your paintwork or plastic more than the Mr.Cement. But again, you know, Tamiya Extra Thin Cement does just as good a job. It was just that one kind of noticeable thing, difference between the two. The one other difference is, as well, at the moment, is it's a lot easier to get your hands on the Mr.Cement S than it is to get Tamiya Extra Thin Cement. I normally have to go onto eBay and get it imported from somewhere in Japan or something like that, whereas Mr.Cement S, I mean, it is kind of like available in quite a few online stores if you look around. I think Models Are Go is one. Can't remember off the top of my head, but it's a lot more easier to get a hold of this stuff than it is Tamiya Extra Thin Cement. So for a product review, you know, both of these are recommended. It doesn't matter which one you really get. It was just that one little advantage I've just shown you with this Cement S, with the whole kind of drying side of things. So hopefully that product review has kind of helped you along in picking what kind of glue you want to use, as well as, in a way, it's a little bit of a tutorial, just kind of showing you, you know, how, if you're new to the whole hobby, how we glue things now these days, rather than what we did in the past with all these kind of poly cements. So I hope you've enjoyed that.